One Championship has been disrespecting the greatest female striker on the planet, Anissa Meksen, and if they do nothing, they could lose her. Anissa recently went on her Instagram to talk about all the frustrations she's been dealing with at One Championship, and over the past 3 years, they've definitely fumbled the ball when it comes to how they should be handling Anissa Meksen. Despite being a 9-time kickboxing world champion and one of the biggest female names in the sport of kickboxing, they did not give her an immediate title shot against Janet Todd, instead allowing her to fight Christina Moraes, an ISKA champion, who Anissa went through with flying colors. After that, for approximately 7 months, they didn't even do anything with her, even though that fight with Janet is still on the table. Instead, they had her fight Maria Rumet, who is with all due respect, a lower-level Muay Thai fighter. I mean, in her most recent fight in Lumpini Stadium, she struggled against a girl that was 13-9 and she barely beat her. And for some reason, she was taking on the best female striker in the world, Anissa Meksen. Anissa absolutely obliterated her. She even gave mercy to her in the 3rd round. After putting on such a beating, she decided not to go for the finish. By that point, over the past calendar year, she was actually more active than Janet Todd. But despite this, she was not booked in that interim title fight against Janet Todd that July, even though she was healthy enough and was very much willing to be in that card. Who did they give that fight to instead? They gave it to Laura Fernandez, a woman who was coming off of a loss and had never fought for glory or One Championship before. It was a very perplexing decision by One Championship, and it almost marked a direct favoritism to try and keep the belt on the champion, Janet Todd. After that, Anissa still stayed very active, fighting Dang Kunfar, a WMC Muay Thai champion who held 2 victories over the current Muay Thai champion, Alicia Rodriguez. Again, Anissa passed with flying colors, making it look like easy work, as the two were on seemingly different planes of competition. At this point, it was easy to say that Anissa was fighting tougher competition than what Janet Todd was fighting. Yet again, they denied her a title shot, instead giving her a mixed rules bout with Stamp Fairtex. And I don't want to speak for everybody, I was not very interested in that fight. I would have much rather seen her take on a Martini Muschieletto for like the inaugural One Strawweight kickboxing title, or having them bring in some other kickboxer to have her fight for the interim atomweight kickboxing title. But they were just doing it to keep Anissa busy, and it also just showed that they just don't know what to do with Anissa. Anissa is one of the best kickboxers in the world. Yes, she has won titles in Muay Thai, went back in like 2013. But the fact that out of the 4 fights that she's been booked so far, only one of them has been in kickboxing is just ridiculous. Coming up on this September, she hasn't fought in kickboxing in almost 2 years. The shocking thing of all is that One Championship has not even tried to book a fight between Janet Todd and Anissa Meksen. Both women have openly stated that they're willing to fight each other. And you had the first half of 2022 where neither woman was doing anything. You could have easily booked that fight. You could have had them fight for the kickboxing title initially, or had them fight for the interim Muay Thai title. In fact, if you wanted to, you could have just had Anissa fight Janet for the kickboxing title immediately, and then have the 2 rematch in Muay Thai for the interim title in the summer. But for some reason, Janet Todd was on the couch for about 15 months, and Anissa was the one taking on actual tough competition. And yet, Janet Todd was afforded the relative softball in Laura Fernandez, who took her to a very close decision, mind you, and was allotted a title shot because of that. If that's not bad enough, Chatri Sityodtong said that they were going to book an interim atomweight kickboxing title fight between Anissa and Stamp Fairtex. And yet we've never got an official announcement about that for February, because according to the Fairtex team, Anissa was having problems making weight. I don't think it's true at all. Anissa has never had problems making weight, and I think that Stamp and the Fairtex team are just making up excuses because they know that Anissa fight is going to cause them a lot of problems. I mean, you saw all the problems that Janet Todd gave Stamp. Just imagine how much worse it would be fighting someone like Anissa. And it would be so easy to rebook an interim title fight. They just have to put like a Laura Fernandez in, have those 2 fight for the interim title, just like that. But the fact is, Chatri went on South China Pacific Morning Post and said, oh, well, we can't just have a random person fight for the title against Anissa, even though they had pretty much a random person in Laura Fernandez fight for the interim Muay Thai title back in July. And it's just a very much double standard that you're seeing in One Championship against Anissa. It's not just Anissa who's suffering from this. You're also seeing Eamon Barlow suffer. They're also saying Martina Muschieletto suffer. All these women want fights. They just want to keep on competing. One Championship has all these fantastic kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters in the women's strawweight division, and yet they're only choosing to have them fight like once a year at best, and they're not having them fight like for titles or anything. It's absolutely ridiculous. Why Anissa has been neglected, I believe that it's because they're trying to protect Janet Todd. Janet Todd is one of the bigger names in women's kickboxing and Muay Thai, so I think they're trying to conserve that kind of base of Janet brings in maybe some American viewers. Maybe they're trying to hope that she gets to become a double champ. Maybe that will amplify them at all. And I think that that's the reason why they have refused to give Anissa a title shot. They kept walking around it. They kept giving Anissa different fights. So what is the solution to this problem? It's pretty easy in that you literally just give Anissa a title fight. Book it on the March card. I know that it's 5 weeks away. That's not the ideal time for a training camp, but have her fight a Laura Fernandez for the title fight in March. That way, in case Janet Todd pulls out again, you can have Anissa step in. And if Laura Fernandez is not worth it, then just have her go up to strawweight and fight like a Martina Muschieletto for the inaugural strawweight kickboxing title. It's not that difficult. And if One Championship is this gun-ho about not giving her a title shot, then they should just release her, because it's not worth Anissa spending the last few years of her prime fighting for an organization that doesn't want to support her, that doesn't want to back her, and does not want to give her a title shot that she rightfully deserves. So that is my take on what should happen, guys. I thank you all for making it this far to the video. I think that I needed to make this just to talk about the situation and how upsetting it is for Anissa and all of her fans. So if you have enjoyed the video, subscribe for more content, comment on what your opinions are about this issue, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. This is Share Tippy Productions, and I'm out.